It's rocking. Good evening, everybody. Let me go ahead and get rid of this green screen so I'll stop. So my skirt looks correct. Okay, today what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be going through a walkthrough of a program that I'm going to be using for now on our sites, and our team will be using. It is called Link Whisperer. Essentially, one of the hardest things to do on a website, one of the hardest things I have to say, is if you go to any site, I mean, just whatever. If you go to, let's say, I don't know, let's say Orlando Roofer. I'm always using this stupid term or whatever, but if y'all have any questions, drop them in the chat and I will answer them as I get done. So let's take this site right here. One of the things you'll see a lot is you need to have internal links, right? Internal links, and you have to have link structure going from, if you have it siloed properly, your services, roof repair to metal, from metal to tile, from tile to commercial, from commercial to residential, your blogs to be interconnected to various pages, etc. Right? But here's the deal with that. It's very time consuming. It's very tedious. And a lot of times people just don't do it because they're just too lazy or whatever. And there's this handy dandy little tool that Brad introduced me to. And it is called Link Whisperer. And this tool we're going to be using on Rank and Rent as much as we can. And we're going to be using it, of course, on my agency websites. Only problem is it comes with a limited license. I have only 50 websites I could put on it. And that's when I paid the almost $400 for this license to cover 50 websites. I am talking to the owner, though. I got the email back today in regards to getting it so I can have it installed and keep it installed on unlimited websites. That way I can keep it on every single Rank and Rent website without having to install it and then uninstall it after I do the internal link structure. The boys do the internal link structure. So today we're going to install it, and I kind of wanted to show you how it works and everything. So whenever you get it, you're going to get a obviously an email with your license and everything else. If we go over here, we'll go here to view my licenses. All right. Let's see how many sites we got it on. We don't have it on none right now because I disenabled it so I could show y'all. So we log into the website. I'm just trying to show y'all because y'all always asking for new tools and new things, hacks and tips. So we go to plugins and we're going to install a new plugin. Upload plugin, choose Link Whisperer, open it, install it. Yeah, everything goes right. It should just install it seamlessly. If you only had one site, it's only $77, which is nothing. I mean, really, to me, but if you have thousands, it's a whole nother ball game. So now if we go over here on the bottom left, we'll see it says Link Whisperer, and we're going to put in our license code and hit activate license. Now it's active. So if we go to general settings, you'll see all the different information, blase, blase. Okay, we go over here to complete install and we hit run a link scan. What it's going to do, it's going to go through the entire site, every blog, every post, every page, and see how many pages, how many posts are missing internal links. So it tells you right now you have 484 internal links, which is decent, but you got 686 external. And then we're going to see you have orphan posts. Orphan post means how many pages, or not in this case, how many posts and pages are missing internal links. How many are broken? It tells you 0. How many are 404 redirects or errors, which is 0, which is great. Well, what's not so great is this is a new client, so they got 48 pages that don't have internal links. So what do? We click on this little handy dandy gadget right here, and it tells us all the pages, every single one of them that need links. So what do? We go over here, and one of the things we could do, we go, for instance, I'll give you, for instance, we hit add. It's going to open up a new page, right? And in this new page, it's going to give you an option of what type of text to add. You only want to put maybe 1 or 2 links per 500 words is what I generally shoot for, okay? So let's say, and it's giving you suggestions on the phrases you want to hyperlink. So hail damage with the help of paintless dent repair. Repair hail damage. That's a good one because that's a keyword we're going for. Repair hail damage. That's another good one, right? So we're going to take those and we're going to add links. And it's essentially going to add links on that page using that text. That is the main keyword text we're trying to rank for on this specific new client. So hit OK, and it does everything it needs to do, snazzy jazzy. And the next thing we're going to wind up doing is then we go back to the website and it will reload. Once it's done reloading, then we go to the next one. This is the next page. We're going to hit add. And it's going to pull up suggested phrases. So it only has 1 on this page because it's not that long of a page. So hail falls on trees and breaks, because this is specifically about hail damage or in a storm. So we hit add links. This program uses artificial intelligence based upon the content and your SEO structure to tell you, for example, hey, by the way, you should probably use this type of content or this type of hyperlink. Okay, so once again, we go to the next page, and we'll do this through however many pages, etc., and posts that are on here. Right. And the reason why you want to do this, same reason why I was telling you about like content, and the same reason with structure of a website. The better your structure, better your internal structure, the better your linking, the better your chances of ranking. Okay. So let's go through all these. We're going to go through every one of these and get this done so y'all could see the process. So this one, repair hail damage in Dallas. Perfect, because they're trying to rank in specifically Dallas, Texas. So I'm only going to choose like 2 of these. There's 1, there's 2, and hit add links. You can add more than that, but you don't want to over optimize. You don't want to go crazy or nothing. Some people go crazy depending on the volume of content. If I had like 1,500 words, then I would have probably 6 links altogether. This is press releases. We could go add. Sometimes you'll get these pages where it will find nothing really to add a link to. So you got to make note of that page and then go back and manually do it. Dent repair. I don't really like choosing a whole sentence like this where it's auto dent removal service professional specialized in auto repairs. That makes no sense to me to link all that, but you could edit the sentence and therefore change what you're trying to link. Okay. Dent repair once again. So we could go through dent repair, repair and dent removal, repairs your unsightly dents, dent repair. Kind of get the idea. This is for dent repair in Texas because they usually have hailstorms, which causes damage to your vehicles whenever the hail hits your car. So that's what this guy actually does. And you literally go through every page, and we'll sit here and do this. And instead of it taking, let's say a day to do this, it will wind up taking, minutes instead of forever. All right. So this keyword mainly is going to be auto dent removal. Everything's going to be auto dent removal. Remove dents. Okay. Dent in your car. remove hail dents from the car, remove hail dents, remove hail dents, remove dents. So everything we're going to do is either going to be remove dents or auto dent removal or dent removal Dallas, or in this case, I believe it's Houston, but we'll see. We'll go through all of this, right? And that's literally all we're wanting to do. You go through every single thing, and we're going to create links. You're creating a linking structure. So this is blogs. This is the blogs page. So it's not going to have per se an internal link structure because that's a category. Let's go over here to the next one. If you have questions, put them in the chat and I'll answer them once I get done. Paintless hail repair. Paintless hail repair. So all this is going to be paintless hail repair, paintless hail repair. Add links. Okay, we're done with that one. And it takes you back to the page and it's refreshing it. We go down to the next page. And literally you just go through every single page and do this. So this is just part of on-page SEO. I actually showed the boys the software as well. So we will be using it once again. That is the intention, is to use this on all of our sites. The only problem is because we don't have thousands of licenses, we're going to have to install it and then uninstall it after we do the linking structure. Unless the owner actually gives me what I want, which is a partnership or a sponsorship. But we're going to go through all this and we'll get to everybody's questions. But literally, so we got 2 pages all together to go through of just all these internal links, right? So this is a news page. All right, add links. It's a news page. It's the same thing, kind of like a blog page. I'm not really expecting too much out of it. Hail damage. Click that one. Hail damage repair. So those are pretty good there. That one's done. Go back to our page. We're getting through these kind of fast. Got a 404 page. 404 page, you can ignore it, but we always, even there, we could put a contact link. If it doesn't pull it up here, then we'll go back through it and manually do it so it doesn't pull it up there. It usually won't do it on privacy, terms of service, that sort of thing. Let's go here and add a link in here if we can. Peterology, we're going to have to go back to that one. So we'll ignore that one too, and we'll come back to it later. We'll add some links in here. Okay, we'll have to come back to that one later. Let's see if we could add some add us. Not on that one either. So go through all these as much as we can. Some of these pages, if it don't have enough text, will not be able to. So, because it's going to use its AI to figure out what's the best text. Okay, so work together, our work. This is an about us page or our work page. So I'm probably just going to do one link on that one because I know what it's about. It's basically almost like a gallery showing their past work. Okay. So let's go through all this and ignore that one. Request a quote page is essentially almost like a contact us page. All right, free quote, just what I thought. It's a quote page. quote, get a quote. All right, so we go through that, hit add links. Facts page, we'll go to that one. Nothing on that one, so we'll ignore that for now, and then we'll come back to that later. Privacy policy, let's see if it'll actually allow us to get one, but I doubt it. Yes, Barack, even after I move, if I remove the plugin, it still stays there, and I even tried it today in my class for GMB Reloaded. So if I take the plugin, I install it. Once I install it and I do all my linking structure, if afterwards I remove that plugin or deactivate it, I'll show you the only thing you have to do is remove it from the back end of Link Whisperer. So let's say, for example, you removed it or deactivated it from that website, and I'm not telling y'all what to do, but you deactivated it off of the website, essentially removed it, and had another client you wanted to put it on. You go to manage license, you hit view licenses, right? And then you hit manage sites, deactivate site. And then I could put it on another site. The only problem you're going to have with that is when you go to, you won't have no reports that tell you, hey, if you have a 404 broken links or orphan pages, you won't have that report to tell you. It pretty much looks at your website, your titles, your meta tags, meta descriptions, and based off of that goes, okay, I know what you're trying to rank for, and therefore ranks you for that. Okay. Also, essentially, whenever you go to write a post or a blog post, you're not going to have something telling you, hey, use this text, or hey, don't use this text, use this text. You won't have that ability as long as it's not activated. Okay. But it's good to use, in my opinion, as well. You can use this really quick to do your first round of, if you will, on-page optimization. Instead of it taking forever, it will make it a lot faster. You know, this may seem like this is taking forever. Now imagine if you didn't have this tool, how long it would take. It generally takes at least a couple of days to do one website this way. Not this way, but manually. And I've taught the boys how to do it manually, but prefer not having to do it manually because it makes it a lot easier. So I did reach out to the creator of the software to see if maybe I can get a sponsorship. So I try to take advantage of what we have going on. Jennifer asked me today, and I'll share with y'all. Y'all know this for the most part. Some of y'all do. If WordPress comes up with an update or a plugin comes with an update, WordPress is generally okay as long as you got backup set up. But your plugins, you don't ever want to go into your plugins and just update the bejesus out of them, because what generally will happen is your website will break. Because just because the plugin has an update does not mean that update works with your version or your current version of your website. It may or may not. And if it doesn't and you update it, it will break your site. It's another reason why you need backups, because if you don't have backups and that happens, you're just kind of up the stream without a paddle, as we like to say in the States. So we just go through all these, and this is what we're going to do tonight. I just wanted to show you all this sort of thing. Let's see, paintless hell repair and paintless hell repair. Add links. All right, got that. Outbound internal links. A lot of people will say, you shouldn't have too many outbound internal links. I mean, if someone just, Brock, you just dropped a question, is there any rank and rent like categories I would stay away from. Personally, I just know certain categories are harder, but when they're harder, to me, it means they pay more. So it could be harder. And let's give you, for example, towing is actually a hard niche, believe it or not. Locksmith, of course, everybody knows is a hard one. Garage door replacement or repair is actually a hard one. And a lot of people will stay away from those niches, but they actually pay really, really good. When I say really good, I mean they're used to paying, you know, it's hard to get leads in those areas because of it. So they're going to pay really good. Another one would be personal injury law, stuff like that. It's going to be really hard to get, not just rankings, but it's just difficult with the GMB as well. And also another thing I noticed, I mean, I just had one today. I had a guy that literally wrote me. He needed my help with a GMB because I don't know if y'all noticed now, but I actually started doing reinstatements. I do reinstatements. The only prerequisite I have when I do a reinstatement is you cannot have replied to the email, and I'll show you. The reinstatement's $197. And that's on discount. Normally it's 300, but I'll show you. So you get an email for GMB, and I'll show you real quick. I got so many emails in here. It's craziness. Everybody wonders why I go crazy. So this is the email that you'll get when it's been suspended. And everybody, of course, hates that email. And do not, if you ever want me to work on a suspension, do not ever respond to this email. Immediately forward it to me. Okay. Because I'm going to respond to it by clicking reinstatement, and I'm going to get a business license, and I'm going to get the utility bill, and I'm going to submit that data and information to them. Once you submit that data to them, then you're going to get a GMB notification. You'll get an email like this from GMB saying we've received your information. Generally speaking, within 30 minutes, I'll receive an email back from Google My Business. So this has only been 48 minutes ago, but generally within that hour, if it's during the daytime, right now it's night, but my nighttime, generally during 30, 40 minutes, I receive an email back saying, got great news for you. See if I can get one. We got great news for you. Your listing has been reinstated, or good news. Let me see if I could find one. Nope, I don't see one, but let's see if I can get it a different way. I mean, just show y'all what they look like. Then also, once you submit the data, it gives you that email. It tells you if the document you sent wasn't good enough. That in this case with this person, the document he gave me wasn't good enough. And if you don't submit a document that's clear, then what will happen is they'll wind up saying, hey, by the way, your document's not clear enough or whatever. But then also the other one, which I'm looking for y'all, you'll get good news like this one. Based on the information you've provided, I'm happy to confirm that we're able to reinstate the listing for you. And generally speaking, when I do those, that's why I specifically say, don't respond to it immediately. Send it to me, and I will respond to it myself. Okay. Because if you've already responded and you didn't submit the data, then your chances of getting that reinstated are pretty much slim to none. And I tell people all the time, just don't respond, send it to me. Let me handle it, not because I want your money, but because most of the time people don't pay attention. For example, whenever I made my business license, This looks legit as shit, but this is not legit. This whole thing, I just went to Google. I Googled City of Seattle and pulled the information. And then I made the utility bill up, and you have to go through every single thing on the utility bill, make sure it's exactly as on your GMB. If it's not exact, they will not do a reinstatement. Okay, so that's why I tell people all the time, I say, let me do it versus you trying to do it. And then when it screws up, you're kind of like, why did it screw up? And you don't understand. It's because you didn't pay attention. And even when I do them, I sit there and I'll do it once and I read over it twice, two, three times before I submit it because I want to make sure we don't lose out and screw up. Because if you lose out and screw up, you're not going to be happy at all because it's not going to work, unfortunately. And I had someone just today contact me in that regards. I had to refund them because I told them, I said, you're supposed to contact me prior to ordering. And whenever you ordered and you hadn't followed directions, and I get a lot of that, but you can't just, a lot of people just respond to it. Let me just respond to it, and they don't think about it. Okay. So let's go to this next one right here. I'll be responding to y'all's chats in a second. This one we can't because that is a gift card. And we got one more page left, but we'll go through all these again. You run a new scan report, and once again, I'll tell you what links are missing and how many more you got to go. And as you keep going, this will get bigger and bigger, and this will stop. You won't have that many orphan posts. Your internal links will go up, your all that jazz. So ignore that orphan post because that is a blog. You can go to add here. We are almost done with this, but want to get all this done for you. It's Texas hail repair. And we hit add links. Hit OK. And then we'll do the next one. We'll add links. Paintless hail repair. Texas hail repair. Add links. Funny thing about this client, he actually was a client probably about 9 months ago, and he left, and then he came back because he said he went to another SEO, and then he realized that they weren't getting him results the same way I was getting him results, so therefore he came back. Happens sometimes. And then unfortunately, when he came back, my prices went up. So it is what it is. Let's see what else we got here. Car suffers from hail damage. Add links. So the point of what I'm showing is you don't want to come in here and just select all, hit check all and just add every damn one of them, because you got to actually have some thought in it. How many words of content are on the page? That sort of thing. Keep that in mind. About 2 links per 500 words. No craziness. The ones that are still orphan when we're done, like the thank you page and all that, we'll have to manually do it. But this is my stack. See, add my stack. Got my page in here with my location or GMB stack. Don't need no damn Brandon. Welcome in the house, Brandon. This will be on a replay. So we'll go through these. It's going to be a shorter one. Add links. Okay. See, we're almost done here. I know some people will say this is boring, but this is what SEO is, man. Go through it, do your link structure, get everything going the way it's supposed to be going. Get your structure set up right, get your internal linking set up right. And then once you have all that done, then we can do everything else we got to do, which is all the off-page stuff, the advanced stuff that everybody wants to just jump into, straight out the gate. Just a few more left. Privacy policy, going to ignore that one. Ignore the terms of service. We'll come back to that one. Ignore survey. And we'll add that on there. I'll be answering some more questions, but I do see your questions. So can I do a tutorial on video, or if you will, image optimization? Yeah, I'm actually going to be doing that. A lot of times what happens is as I'm doing my GMB classes, I'm thinking of different things that I could show everybody else too. And photo optimization is one of them, and I can show you all why that's important. Here's this really cool tool. I did it live the other day, and because what happened with Surfer SEO, it's a pretty expensive tool, came out, and or at least in my eyes, it's pretty expensive for what it does. And he said they had a tool in which you could take a photo and it will tell you what Google sees it as. Well, that's not a tool they came out with. It's a tool that already exists, right? We use our clients' images across all their properties. I'm convinced that's what caused our rankings to lag. Depends, because if you're using their photos, the best way is them to actually take photos and them to upload those photos to their GMB from their actual location where they're actually located at. And if they do that, that will actually help their rankings from everything that I've seen. And Georgia's had the same experience. So, but it all depends. Yeah, it's not always the case, but we try to narrow things down. But generally speaking, as long as they upload from their actual location, or if they're on a job doing a roof repair or whatever, then if they upload them, generally that information is great. Better than me or someone else from their office uploading images. And another thing we'll go through, I'll be going through in the GMB Reloaded class, and I'll also show y'all when we get to the image stuff, is a lot of questions is, do we get XF data or latitude and longitude? Does that carry over when you go to upload that info? You do that, you edit it, you optimize the image, and you upload it to GMB. That shit's worthless when you do it that way. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that practice is worthless, because you can actually take the data, the XF data, the latitude, longitude, optimize the image, and then upload them onto your site with that image information. And then there are other sites you can upload images to that doesn't make it useless. You could put it in a press release. You could put it on your Web 20 properties, and it will still retain the latitude and longitude information and the XF data. It's just Google strips it. So I'll be going through some of these questions when I'm done, but just let me go through this. We're almost done. Got like one more, I believe. And I still have probably a good 6 or 7 orphan pages that we'll wind up having to do manually, but overall we got, 3 days worth of work done in 35 minutes. So it's a time saver, that's for sure, which helps my boys out and helps me out, and clients love it on top of it. So now if we went back to, let's go through this again and see if we got more. So we got 4 more pages. I'm obviously not going to sit here and go through every single one, but we got internal links, all this. Let's go back to report and let's run this report again, see how many more orphan posts we got. We got 0 orphan posts now, which is awesome. And then you got a link report. And it'll show you where your links are, how many inbound and outbound links are, your whole domain name report, what websites you're linked to, your G page, forecast, your Bitly, your Vimeo, which is, some other places, your news outlet down here, which is Xcan, how many clicks. I mean, this is why this is preferred is because those links, when you leave those links on there, will actually show you how many times those links are clicked and then reaching other pages. So that's another thing that's really cool about it. If you have any errors, this report will show you if you have errors. So let me pull up this other really cool tool to show you why using good images is important. Let's say, for example, let's think of something. Let's say roofer Jacksonville. And I'm just going to pull a random image and just screen share this for y'all. Let's choose an image like this one right here. Or better yet, let's pull this one. This is a good example of a type of image you would do on location. She's holding a sign with a phone number, and we'll see what we can do. So the name of this is actually called Cloud Vision API by Google. So if you take your image and you upload it into here, Google's going to tell you what they see. So when Google sees this image, what are they recognizing is in this image? And you'll be kind of surprised what they come back with sometimes. So it sees joy because she's smiling. Very unlikely that she's sorry or happy, that she's surprised, that she's, any of this stuff. She's happy. It looks like she's happy. What object is it? Well, you got a person. She's wearing footwear or shoes. She's got footwear on the other foot, and she's got shoes. So they're calling it footwear on each foot, and then she's got a shoe. Then what type of labels do we got? Or labels being keywords. For instance, footwear, smile, plants, shorts, tree, sleeves, recreation, grass, event, electric blue. All these different keywords is what they're picking up in this image. Okay. What text are they seeing? They're seeing the business name. They're seeing their license information, which is right here in this itty tiny bitty thing. And they're seeing their phone number. What are some properties? Properties being colors and, that sort of thing. Is it safe? It's a possible spoof. Is it medical? Is it violence? Is it racy? Is there anything bad about it? Right? You never wanted to say adult. Like you could have an image, let's say, of an old bathroom and it have just, let's say, a woman in there or something that's kind of from an old garage. You go in old garages and sometimes they have naked women in there or whatever. And if you have anything like that, that can actually set off it's an adult. And there's a black hat tactic in which you take old photos like that with some aged pornography on the wall, slap it into your or upload it into a GMB, your competition's GMB, and you can report the photo and generally get that GMB taken down. Not something I'm going to recommend, but that's one thing. And let me go over here to some of these questions. All right, because I went through a bunch of stuff. If you missed it, go back. You're going to be watching the replay because I went through quite a bit of it. Jared, you already have a 50 site license. Yes, please give that to Fresnel if you already have it, Jared. That'd be perfect because we'll use that on every one of your websites. If the owner approves the unlimited license, that would be amazing. So I did get an email back from them. Hopefully, where does it automatically create a link to? Right? It doesn't just choose a random page. It chooses it based upon your meta title, meta description, and its artificial intelligence. Once it's there, the link does stay, Brock. Even if you deactivate it, it still stays. Okay, I already went over that. Rank and rent, any categories I would stay away from. Business licenses and utility bills is generally what you're going to want whenever you do a reinstatement. I always do a business license with a utility bill. Always. I won't do anything without a business license. I don't even need to do a DBA or fictitious sometimes. I can make up most of these freaking license things because all you got to do, you can go to Google most of the time and literally Google business license. I'll show you. Fort Lauderdale. I mean, just choose one. And I'll show you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you can do it. If you're going to be in rank and rent, there's certain things you just going to do. This is Department of Business and Recreational Recreation Home Inspectors Licensing Program. Go over here, state of Florida. You're looking for business license information, preferably with all the black, white out. I go to tools. I hit size. I hit large. And then I grab local business, tax receipts, stuff like that. You can also go, let's say, electric bill. I mean, just different stuff that I look for. Grab the electric bill over here, edit it in Photoshop, and then I send that information off and I'm done with it. Okay. Yep, there's more money in Photoshop, that's for sure. William, can you do a quick? Yep, tutorials already did that. So let's do another one. Let's do another one on the photos real quick so I can show you all kind of another reason why you do your posts a certain way. So let's see. I'm going to choose one in here. Brock. Let's choose one. Landscaper, maybe. See what we got going on here. All right, here's one. Save images. All right, and let's pull open the cloud API. And I'll go back to screen share. So in this one, we got this right here, which is going to have a logo on it, have a business address on it, landscaping, everything. So they see a plant. What labels we got? Plant, property, light, nature, road, lighting, asphalt, architecture, yellow grass, flooring, line, urban design, public space, real estate, landscape, sidewalk, leisure, lawn, city, tree, landscaping, design, landscape, lighting. You see all these landscaping keywords coming in here, right? Logo. What logo does it see? It sees Bardell Entertainment, which is up here. It sees the block, it sees the address, it sees the URL. So that's why we do those posts a lot of times the way we do them. These are lead gen sites. They technically belong to me. We are just using those same exact photos across multiple GMBs. That is the problem. You shouldn't be using multiple. Yeah, you shouldn't be using multiple photos. They should be unique photos. Did you say you don't reinstate rank and rent GMBs? I didn't say I don't rank and I don't, but what I did say is that if you need me to do it, you need to let me know. And I actually have on rankfortress.com, if you go underneath GMB SEO, I have a service in there for a reinstatement. What I did say when you go back and rewatch it is that when you get your email from Google saying, hey, you've had a suspension, do not respond to that email. Forward it directly over to me. And then once I get it, I will respond with a business license and a utility bill. After you respond, you then get an email from them saying, thank you for your response. Yes, you can resize and flip images and stuff like that. That you can do. You just have to change some things if you want to do it that way. It depends. Let's go back and let's look at that image again. So let's go to SEO tools. Let's go to cloud. Why I wanted to show everybody that specifically is because Google, not Google, but people saw that post with SEO Surfer, and before you start paying for something that exists free. So if I went to Safe Search, I'll show you what it says in regards to that image. Adult, very unlikely. Spoof, very unlikely. Medical, very unlikely. Violence, very unlikely. Racy, very unlikely. This is another reason why, like in this case, you would want this image to be a little bit clearer because it's saying Ravana landscaping, even because their logo looks like an R instead of a Y when it's actually a Y, but their Y is a leaf. So this is another reason to have clear photos, but it does pick up the address correct and everything else, which is pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Best bet is your train your contractor on how simple it is. Use a fucking GMB app. George. So, any other questions? Any other questions before I get off here and I go hit the sack? Let's see if we get one yet. Nope, I haven't got the GMB email yet. Usually takes about 30 minutes to get it back. If generally speaking, if they don't respond back in 30 minutes, someone lied to me. They can told me, said, hey, we never responded to that email. But generally speaking, everyone I've had where I've actually no one's responded and they said it directly to me, I have an actual email back in 30 minutes. I didn't see a watermark on the image I was showing. The image I was showing, Yavapi, that's not got a watermark on it. That's got a logo on it. Unless you're saying logo is a watermark and it's not, that's different. A watermark is just a tad bit different. From my, if you will, graphics days, watermark would be, you could barely see a watermark. It's like in the background, barely able to see it. You know, this is like a watermark. This is a true watermark, something like this. That's a watermark. You know, where it's really light. That's a watermark. Not a, it's, totally different, So when I actually put the actual logo on it and it's not light, it's not a watermark. It's just straight up, I'm putting the logo on there. So let's see. Does placing a banner over an image make it unique? To me, as long as it's, different, you don't want to put the same content, let's say back to back, but it should be fine.
Yeah. So sorry, William, to piggyback off Brock's question, that's kind of the problem that we're running into, is that we're vertical in a niche. And so we start running out of images that we own or stock images for that same thing. So we've got hundreds of pictures from our contractors because they're renting out multiple sites from us. And we'd like to add those images to the GMBs. Does Google see those as duplicate if we add just those same images? And can we make them not quote unquote duplicate by adding a banner and NAP information and keywords
you
in
could
that
try.
banner?
You could try. I mean, it's just a matter of actually testing it and seeing. So that's, the only answer I can really give you. If it's usually like duplicate, what's generally going to happen is it's going to get rejected.
Okay.
I've seen that happen repetitively where you put one image on one and then put it on another. They'll usually reject it.
Okay.
So that's the one thing I have seen. So
we're using Mass Optimizer right now. Do you have any other recommendations
I've
for
heard
like
of Mass
doing it
Optimizer.
across multiples?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I mean, like JM, the guy that does a lot of the optimization on the photos and stuff, he does it all manually. So,
okay.
But yep. Let's see what else. Anything else? Anything else? All right, I'm gonna get off here and go hit the sack. If y'all have any questions, drop them rank and rent. And then tomorrow, hopefully once I wake up, if I can't do this, I will have it back over in the morning when I wake up. And then maybe next week upcoming, I will probably be going over Squirrely SEO. I'll be going over that Friday in GMB Reloaded, and I will also drop it for y'all as well. And why it seems better than sometimes it seems better, sometimes it seems more complicated, or makes things too complicated. But I just wanted to give a quick review between Yoast, Rank Math, and Squirrely. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Be blessed.